Traditional television ratings for professional wrestling have plummeted by more than 50% since the late 1990s. But on YouTube, WWE built the most dominant sports channel on planet Earth. While legacy television executives spent the last decade panicking over shrinking cable bundles and aging demographics, a scripted fighting show quietly crossed 100 million subscribers, putting it in an elite tier alongside global pop stars and digital native creators. To understand why this is an anomaly, you have to look at someone like Rohan. Rohan is a 19-year-old student sitting in a dimly lit bedroom in Jaipur, scrolling through his phone on an affordable mobile data connection at 1 o'clock in the morning. He taps on a 90-second clip of a wrestler crashing through a commentator's table, watches the entire explosion of chaos, and immediately swipes to the next video without ever paying a single rupee. From the outside, this looks like a catastrophic failure of basic business logic. Live sports leagues treat their premium broadcast footage like liquid gold, locking it behind $200 season passes and ironclad cable subscriptions. Yet here is WWE, deliberately cutting up their most dramatic moments and giving them away for free to teenagers half a world away who may never buy a $60 pay-per-view, purchase an arena ticket, or order a $40 t-shirt. Now, look closely at this contradiction. If your core product relies on getting people to pay for access, flooding the internet with free highlights should theoretically cannibalize your business. Why would any rational board of directors allow their most valuable intellectual property to be broadcast to millions of non-paying viewers across international borders? Look, I am no financial advisor, I just read public filings and analyze digital mechanics. When you examine the underlying economics of digital video, the surface numbers simply do not make sense. Emerging market views generate almost nothing in direct ad revenue compared to domestic American audiences. The immediate assumption is that WWE simply stumbled into a giant pool of vanity metrics, chasing raw view counts that look impressive in press releases but do virtually nothing to help the bottom line. But when you follow the flow of capital from Silicon Valley algorithms to Wall Street boardrooms, you realize that giving away those free views was never a mistake. It was the foundation of the most lucrative illusion in modern media. To understand how this machine actually works, you have to picture a luxury bakery that decides to set up a folding table on a busy sidewalk and hand out thousands of free miniature pastries every single morning. The people taking those samples are not paying for them, and the cost of the ingredients comes straight out of the baker's pocket. But when investors and corporate partners walk past that storefront and see a crowd of 10,000 people aggressively lining up around the block, their brains process only one signal: undeniable, overwhelming demand. That is the psychological lever of perceived status. In the corporate entertainment landscape, scale is the ultimate currency. If you can prove that tens of millions of humans are obsessively paying attention to your brand every single day, you establish an aura of cultural inevitability that completely reshapes how traditional institutions value your business. Public relations teams love to celebrate massive subscriber milestones and aggregate view counts as evidence of a thriving global community. What they rarely mention is the brutal reality of digital advertising unit economics. On YouTube, all views are decidedly not created equal. When a viewer in the United States or the United Kingdom watches an ad before a video, the platform can charge advertisers anywhere from $15 to $35 for every 1,000 impressions. But when someone like Rohan watches that exact same video in an emerging market, the advertiser might only pay 50 cents to $1. That means WWE could generate 10 billion views in developing territories and earn less direct cash than a boutique creator pulling modest numbers in North America. Now, the strongest counter-argument to WWE's digital expansion has always been that this strategy is an inefficient waste of resources. Skeptics pointed out that stockpiling low-yield international views does not directly cover the massive operational expenses of running a global touring brand with hundreds of contract performers, private jets, and arena rentals. If direct digital ad revenue was the only prize, those critics would have been entirely correct. But WWE realized something far more sophisticated about the modern media landscape. They understood that digital ad revenue was irrelevant if those same aggregate numbers could be leveraged as a psychological weapon against traditional broadcast networks. Therefore, they deliberately transformed low-yield foreign attention into an undeniable moat of perceived cultural dominance. This brings us to the actual mechanical genius behind the architecture. Consider the marginal cost of producing content for the internet. If an independent creator wants to publish a daily video, they have to personally pay for the cameras, the lighting, the talent, and the editing team out of their own pocket. WWE, on the other hand, operates with an unfair structural advantage. Their massive 3-hour live television broadcasts are already fully financed and paid for by multi-billion-dollar domestic network contracts before a single frame ever hits the web. The arena is rented, the pyrotechnics are fired, and the production trucks are running on someone else's dime. Every YouTube clip WWE uploads is effectively manufactured for $0 additional dollars. They built a hyper-efficient digital assembly line that takes live broadcast footage, slices it into 60-second high-dopamine hooks within minutes of it airing on television, and instantly distributes it across every international time zone. Think about the sheer scale of that machine. With over 85 billion lifetime views and more than 100 million subscribers, WWE did not just build a digital footprint. They constructed an algorithmic empire that comfortably dwarfs the NBA, the NFL, and the Premier League combined. That is enough collective watch time to run continuously for thousands of years without stopping. While traditional sports organizations spent the last decade using aggressive legal teams to strike down fan clips and hide their broadcasts behind expensive domestic paywalls, WWE flooded the global market. They timed this expansion perfectly with the massive explosion of cheap mobile data across India, Latin America, and Southeast Asia, capturing the daily attention of an entire generation of smartphone users. Why does this trade-off matter? Because when WWE walks into a negotiation room with enterprise brands, global sponsors, and streaming titans, the entire conversation changes. They do not present themselves as a niche, regional entertainment show fighting against declining cable television viewership. They lay down a pitch deck showing 85 billion views and an audience larger than the population of most industrialized nations. They pitch themselves as an unassailable global titan that commands the attention of humanity's fastest-growing demographics. That statistical illusion directly enabled them to command record-shattering corporate sponsorships and secure a $5 billion distribution agreement with Netflix. Now, follow the loop back to where it all begins. It is midday in Mumbai, and Rohan is riding the train to his university classes, holding a cheap smartphone with one hand while holding onto an overhead strap with the other. He opens up his feed, watches a 30-second highlight of a championship match, sends it to a group chat with 3 friends, and puts his phone back in his pocket. Rohan will likely never buy a ticket to an arena in Los Angeles or spend hundreds of dollars on licensed merchandise. In the cold calculus of direct retail sales, he is completely invisible. But in the grand design of global corporate finance, his 30 seconds of attention was harvested, aggregated with billions of other micro-interactions, and packaged into a corporate presentation that justified a multi-billion-dollar enterprise valuation. For years, the conventional belief was that professional wrestling was a dying relic of 24-hour cable television, desperately clinging to a shrinking base of older viewers while scraping together pennies from digital video platforms. The structural reality is entirely different. WWE did not accidentally get popular on YouTube. They engineered a massive global arbitrage machine. They realized that in an attention-starved world, free international views could be manufactured at zero marginal cost and converted into the most valuable asset in modern business: the appearance of absolute cultural scale. The real lesson of the algorithm factory is not about wrestling or even internet video. It is about how modern power actually operates. In the digital age, true economic leverage belongs to whoever can take $0 attention from one corner of the globe, package it into a metric of prestige, and sell it to the highest bidder in another.